Hello everyone, and welcome to the Q&A video. Today I'll be answering your hard and compelling questions from viewers like, you realize the general is a colonel, right? And, is there a way to play LAN? No, but a couple people actually did send in questions, or at least made comments during the time that made me think. So without further ado, let's get started. SB Plankton 1999 asks, what is your favorite game genre the most, and when is the next video game reviews and anniversary of 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th, and more? I'll be honest, I'm having a very hard time understanding what you're asking, but I'm gonna do my best. As far as game genres go, the broad stroke of strategy is where I sink most of my money. My favorite genre can change on a daily basis though, as I don't like narrowing myself down to playing specific genres of games. Playing a wide variety of games gives me a greater understanding of the medium and is how I've discovered some of my favorite games in years past. Like, I would have never discovered the Dark Souls series if my buddy Nate hadn't forced me to sit down and play the first one when it came out in like 2010. As far as when is the next review, it'll be out when it's ready. I don't have a strict release schedule. I'm a one-man operation with multiple jobs, limited free time, and a buddy who's kind enough to read over my scripts when he can. For reference, a single minute of video is often the result of hours of effort. I don't like to rush anything either, so soon TM will always be my response when asked for a release date, because I often don't know either. Anyways, thank you for the question. This next question comes from a DM I received on Twitter. Sorry Mia, but you got included in the video because it was a great question. Have I played Braid and do I think it's good? I did play about an hour of Braid in my freshman year of high school. I remember it as Mario with time powers, which was cool, but not what I was really into at the time. I was in the depths of my Call of Duty phase, and Spec Ops: The Line was still years away. It wasn't until many years later that I learned of Braid's twist and actually began considering playing the full game, which I still have yet to do. So while I have no idea if Braid is any good or not, its influence can't be denied. It, alongside Cave Story, is what I think about as the catalyst to the popularization of indie titles in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Hell, I think Braid popularized the idea of an indie game lying to the player to subvert expectations. So for video games, Braid is historically significant, and that's not changing. Silver Steel Dragon asks, I thought you could return the gyrocopter to the pad to get the henchman back. This is in reference to Impossible Creatures, so I decided to experiment around, and it turns out that's correct. You can in fact land the gyrocopters. But then this left me with a question. Why did I think you couldn't? And I think it's because when hovering the mouse over the helipad, there's no visual indicator that you can land. My brain has been trained to expect that something can only be interacted with in an RTS game if the cursor changes somehow. So TLDR, my brain has been trained wrong. Jesse Gartung 294 says Paraworld should be on Steam. Not really a question, but I agree. This also sent me down a short rabbit hole because I realized that Diggles was available for purchase on Steam. So a release is theoretically possible if SEK's first game was on there. Unfortunately, best I can tell is either Ubisoft or some German insurance company owns the rights to the IP. Ubi would have it if the property stayed with Sunflowers, the publisher, while the bankruptcy of SEK means that the IP may have ended up in some creditor's hands. And if Ubi owns the game, I doubt they'll do anything with it. They seem to make more money actively killing games than preserving them. Anyways, that's about it for the questions that I have. Thank you for watching. I honestly have no idea why anybody finds this entertaining. This is just my dumb little hobby. But thank you, as always, for watching. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for all of the kind words. It does help me keep going forward. And, well, stay tuned for more garbage.